Well, as we get into this afternoon, still continuing to track some of these showers. That's really all we've got left as we get on the other side of this lunchtime hour across mid-Missouri. Let us look at that radar again. Really nothing threatening, just kind of keeping that rain-cooled air around. And we kind of want to root that on because that really caps our severe potential as we get into this afternoon. But looking back toward the south and west, this is looking upstream. You can already start to see some things starting to form in northeastern Oklahoma, southwestern Missouri. That's going to be headed our direction as that carries up in north and east, right down I-44 as we get into these next couple of hours. But again, we've already seen those hail reports kind of falling back in. Centertown, 1-inch hail reported down in Cole County as well as St. Martin's. We got some dime-sized hail in Columbia, and that may not be the last time we have to track some of that as we get into these next couple of hours. Let's look at FUTURETRACK. Here's that break that was pretty well advertised as we get into the next few hours, the early afternoon. It's going to be about 4 and 5 o'clock before we see some of these storms start to bubbling back up and moving in from the south and west as they bubble back up down around Oklahoma and parts around Springfield. They'll move our direction by about 5, 6, 7 o'clock, and you notice again, some of them on the stronger side of the spectrum, and where we think that's going to be is going to be south of I-70. That's where we might have just enough energy left in the atmosphere to chew into as we get into another round of storms. As we get on the other side of about sunset, anytime after about 9 and 10 o'clock tonight, I think that severe potential is going to start to go downhill pretty quickly as we get into the overnight hours. We'll keep the rain around into tomorrow morning before finally kicking it out of here by Thursday afternoon. Looking at that severe potential, again, mostly south of I-70 at this point is where we're thinking with this next round. And again, the further south you go, you've got a better chance of picking up something stronger. Maybe some, again, large hail, some gusty winds. That tornado threat, while it's not zero, it's right now pretty low, so we're not too terribly concerned about that. That flooding potential, though, is still something that we're going to have to deal with one way or another because we've already picked up an inch, inch and a half in some spots, and we got another inch or two to go in some locations. So we're going to be kind of running out of places to put some of that water already. We're expecting to see some issues out on the Missouri River. That includes places like Boonville back toward Jefferson City. So that's going to be this weekend's problem. But again, it's one of those things. We got to kind of put that on the back burner right now. If we do see any of those flooded roadways, of course, we'll be tracking those road conditions as we go throughout tonight. There's a look at those rain chances on Thursday. By Friday and Saturday, though, things finally settle back down. We can stop talking about some of that active weather, at least for a little while as we get into this weekend. Temperatures look like they're going to start to nudge back into the 60s on Saturday and Sunday.